The Naiads are freshwater nymphs in Greek mythology, spirits of rivers, springs, lakes, fountains, and streams. Where dryads are tied to trees, naiads are bound to the waters that sustain life, cleanse the soul, and act as natural borders between worlds. Unlike oceanic deities such as the Nereids or Oceanids, naiads inhabit inland waters and are usually depicted as eternally youthful, beautiful women who can be gentle, nurturing, or dangerously vengeful, depending on how they are treated or how the balance of their environment is disturbed. Each naiad is associated with a specific body of water: one spring, one lake, one river. If that water dried up or was polluted, the naiad could weaken or die. This connection reflects a broader Greek belief in the animating spirits of nature and the sacredness of freshwater sources. For this reason, naiads were honored in rural shrines and sometimes consulted as oracles. People would offer gifts, honey, milk, oil, sometimes even hair or coins, by casting them into springs or wells to gain favor or healing. In ancient Athens, a spring or fountain could be considered sacred to a specific naiad, and festivals might be held in her honor. Some naiads are named and have their own stories. One of the most famous is Arethusa, a naiad who fled the river god Alpheus and was transformed into a spring by the goddess Artemis. In the myth, Alpheus tried to possess her, but she prayed to Artemis, who helped her escape by turning her into water. Yet Alpheus, persistent, merged with her underground, so their waters met again, symbolizing how difficult it is to sever connections once forged by fate or the gods. The myth also reflects the Greeks' belief that certain rivers might run under the sea and resurface in other lands. Naiads appear often in myths of love and tragedy. They are seductive and elusive, sometimes falling in love with mortals, other times dragging them to their watery deaths. Hylas, the companion of Heracles, was famously abducted by naiads when he went to fetch water during the voyage of the Argonauts. Entranced by his beauty, the naiads pulled him into their spring, and he vanished, leaving Heracles to search for him in vain. That story captures both the allure and the danger of these spirits. Beauty so profound it can unmake the course of a life. But naiads aren't just tools for seduction or punishment. They were also seen as nurturers of crops, protectors of women in childbirth, and patrons of poetic inspiration. Some myths credit them with raising heroes or even becoming the mothers of kings and prophets. In a few regional myths, naiads might even serve as priestesses or caretakers of ancient knowledge, living in caves near sacred springs and guiding seekers. While often lumped together, naiads could be further categorized by their domain: Pagae for springs, Crinii for fountains, Potamides for rivers, Limnades for lakes, and Eleonomai for marshes. These distinctions mattered to the Greeks because the character of each water source shaped the spirit that lived within it. A fast river might house a bold, willful naiad, a still lake, a contemplative one, a bog, something more secretive or eerie. Ultimately, naiads are a reminder of how deeply the Greeks revered the living landscape. To them, water was not just a resource, it was a presence, consciousness, and through the naiads, that presence could speak, love, rage, or weep. Their myths reflect an ancient reverence for balance between humans and the natural world, a relationship that had to be honored, lest it turn dangerous.